I see this phrase out there. I think you developed this word, panicans, right? Like no panicans. Can you define panicans for us? What is a panican, and why should we not follow that?
Well, in some cases, they're good people that really have the best, and they want to do things. But I call them panicans because maybe they're not smart, because they're playing right into the enemy's camp. And in other cases, they really are people that panic. They can't handle pressure, and both are sort of dangerous.
So Donald Trump and the Republicans are now facing major backlash, and you're seeing it in polling data and at town halls. I want to share what's going on, and let's just jump right in. So this is a town hall in Wisconsin. Let's watch.
Why are they wearing masks, and why are they unidentified?
We'll probably agree to disagree on some of my answer here, but what I view is the moral hazard created by the Biden administration by allowing the U.S.-Mexico border to remain insecure. And so, it's completely fine that we disagree. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing on the topic. President Biden had a different view than I did on the importance of securing the U.S.-Mexico border. But as millions of illegal immigrants came into the United States and there was a lack of action by the federal government, you're now seeing that action take place with the removal particularly of individuals who are in the country illegally.
So this is actually in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. So as you can see, it's between Madison and Milwaukee. This is the kind of stuff that you'll see from Republicans. When in doubt, blame Biden. You can also see from his attitude, he doesn't care about his constituents or voters. And you can actually look up many things that he says. This is sort of, the day and age that we're in. It's very easy to fact check people. So fact check, his name is Brian Stahl, claims on immigration, Medicaid, and tax reforms. And this just came out, and you can see it. Misleading, false, right? Misleading. And if you want to go through every single one of these things, you totally can. I just want you to say, like, these are the kind of people that you can't trust. There's multiple things that he's saying here that is either false or misleading, but it shows that if you do this enough times and you have this terrible policy and you're backing Trump, people are going to actually get upset. And this is what you're seeing at the town hall. Let's watch some more.
I am so disappointed. I am so disappointed in how you represent us as the citizens of Walworth County. Southeast Wisconsin has not been represented by you. President Trump seems to run Southeast Wisconsin through you. And all I have to ask is I will be out there working hard if you choose to run for any office.
So it's important to see this stuff to know that you guys are not alone. If you feel like, the Trump people and the Republicans are just like saying crazy nonstop stuff, why does anyone stop them? I mean, midterms are coming. Voters can see what's happening. That's why I'm showing you guys these town halls. People see what's going on. So you're not alone. I want to make that clear. Let's watch some more here.
I don't think you're the right fit for us anymore. I just think it's time to go. You just don't relate to most of us anymore, and you got to know when to step down. I think it's time.
It's time to go. And I was looking at this is over on Wikipedia. You can check this out. I was looking at prior races with this guy. In 2020, I guess he won at 59%, in 2022, 54%, in 2024, also won with 54%. The reason why I'm showing you this stuff is that these races can be very, very close. So it's not like it's overwhelming, getting 80, 90% or anything like that. 54% is tight. And when you align yourself with someone awful like Trump and institute all these, ridiculously terrible policies, you're probably going to go. And that's why I keep reminding you guys, midterms are coming. And then you got stuff like this, talking about, say, national polls. Trump to blame for high cost of living. You guys know this stuff already, but it's always good to know that you're not alone. Americans say in new polls. So what does the data say? Let's read through it. 6 out of 10 Americans place blame on Trump administration for driving up the cost of living, okay? 6 out of 10 Americans blame Trump for the cost of living, right? It's coming from the Morning Consult for the Century Foundation. They talked to a couple thousand people. Americans, how they are managing the high cost of living in the U.S. economy, who they think is to blame, and what are the solutions. So we'll see what else data we have. 63% said Trump had a negative impact on grocery prices, right? 61% said he had a negative impact on the cost of living. So both of these are things that you see every day: cost of living, grocery prices. You'll know the stuff, how much stuff costs. Nearly 49%, so about half, nearly 49% said the Trump administration had a negative impact on their finances. Nearly 8 out of 10 Americans, including 70%, Republicans fear that Trump's tariffs will increase the price of everyday goods. So this is actually really important, right? Nearly 8 out of 10. So a clear majority there see that Trump's tariffs are going to raise the cost of your everyday life, the cost of goods. I think people know this stuff, and the Trump people try to act like that everything's great, jobs are great, etc. When the national numbers come up, the recent jobs report really opened up the essentially, how can I say, open up fears that we all kind of knew, right? But it's different when you see national numbers, because as I always say, you may know exactly what's happening in your neck of the woods in your situation, but you're never exactly sure what's happening, say, in another city. You don't necessarily know, but you'll start to hear rumors and stuff like that. But when the numbers really come out, or when you'll start to see that when big companies, be it Procter & Gamble, be it Walmart, something like Nike, whatever, various places will start to raise prices, people will see very, very quickly, yes, under Trump, the tariffs do raise. And when you see a disconnect of Trump when he's acting like everything's great, this is when people are like, man, you be lying. Take a look at Trump here at what he has to say today.
We had a very good weekend in many respects. We're seeing phenomenal numbers in terms of the business we do with other countries and the business we do within our own country. I mean, really phenomenal numbers. We'll be announcing a new statistician sometime over the next 3-4 days. We had no confidence. I mean, the numbers were ridiculous, what she announced, but that was just one negative number. All of the numbers seem to be great. And so we'll see how that comes out. And if you remember, just before the election, this woman came out with these phenomenal numbers on Biden's economy. Phenomenal numbers. And then right after the election, they announced that those numbers were wrong. And that's what they did the other day. So it's a scam, in my opinion. My opinion is it's just additional scam.
So I do agree that Trump's going to try to scam everyone, and when in doubt, blame Biden. This is actually a cartoon from the DC cartoonist, which is pretty funny, sort of predicting what Trump's plan here is to pull out the Sharpie and to try to redraw jobs, that is, and to try to convince you that this is all reality. And Trump has done the Sharpie stuff before. It's crazy. I always wonder what's going on in his brain here. What is he thinking when he does these kind of things? I'd be curious your guys' thoughts. I actually think he believes the stuff that he does. The whole Sharpie stuff is strange to me. I guess in his mind that everything is awesome under him, and he has to draw the world the way that he thinks, the same way that he likes to draw on letters to the Epstein saying we're best buddies and stuff like that. Happy birthday, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. This whole world that we live in, we get gaslight on a daily basis. And so this is why it's important to find a community where, we just talk honestly and the truth about this stuff, because there's a lot of communities out there that will lie to you on a constant basis. And so that's why I'm showing you also that you're not alone, be it with the town halls, be it with the polling data, and other people are waking up and seeing it also, how bad the Trump people are. So that's what's going on. I want to hear your thoughts, and I'll catch you all in the next video.